Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To Madam Haniza. So today our group will discuss about problem scenario.
Siapa aku tak nampak
So
kau?
this is our group member. Me, Intan Eliana Fasha binti Azani, Muhammad Aiman Hakim, Nurul Azlima and also Adam Faizal. So we will start our discussion.
Hello everyone. Thank you for attending today's meeting. The purpose I am doing meeting today is I want to make a solution about our Tencent Cafe problem. So, as human resources managers, we are required to carry out human resource planning to fulfill the human resource requirement for Tencent Cafe. So, we need to do staffing. So, for the first problem is, what is the importance of staffing for Tencent Cafe?
I know Adam. It is important because, firstly, efficient organizational performance. Staffing is the key efficient performance of all functions of the organization. Without competent employees, then the four management functions of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling will not be done properly. For example, Tencent Cafe require efficient and skilled employees as well as creative in performance tasks to ensure that the cafe can operate smoothly without any problem. Secondly, we discuss staffing, ensure the right person is required for the right job at the right time so that there is minimal waste of time and resources. For example, to avoid wastage of resources, requirement of employers shall be done by Tencent Cafe. Human resource manager to ensure that employers can perform the task assigned well. Thirdly, maintaining coordination among employees. Staffing help to ensure that people with the right qualification and who fit in with the organization culture, values, and higher end jobs are assigned to the right people. So, there is a healthy cooperation between all staff. For example, in order to create a good work environment, the cafe manager need to appoint employees who can adapt to the environment and can provide cooperation when performing tasks in groups.
Oh, okay. Anything else? Oh, okay. Anything else?
Me, Adam. Thirdly, job satisfaction. When an employee is given the right task to perform with sufficient challenge, based on his ability and aptitude, he will derive greater satisfaction in performing his job. For example, if Tencent Cafe manager give the right task to the right employees, employees can do a job well if the task suit their abilities and skills. Fifthly, development of human capital. The staffing function includes training and developing exciting employees for career advancements, which in turn will help meet the organization's future requirement. For example, in order to improve the skills of employees, Tencent Cafe managers need to provide appropriate training to employees.
Sorry for interrupting. Can I add some answer of your question, Adam?
Yes, please.
Okay, sixthly, enhance corporate image staff that are professional, efficient, ethical, and cautious will enhance the image of organization. For example, if Tencent Cafe employees give a good commitment to the organization, it can improve the performance of the organization. Lastly, meeting current and future needs. Staffing is important not only to fulfill an organization's current human resources needs, but also its future needs. It should be aligned to the organization's future plans and direction through preparedness to employ new staff with the required skills, develop current staff for future roles or outstanding jobs. For example, staffing need to be done if Tencent Cafe managers want to increase the number of employees in the future.
So, for the conclusion that I heard from your answer is, staffing is so important to an organization like Tencent Cafe. It can facilitate the management of employees and ensure the operation can run smoothly without any problems. Is that right?
Yes,
Yes, Adam.
Adam.
So, for the next problem is, regarding the planning that was delayed in the last 2 years to open a new branch at Merlimau in 2022, from the perspective of Human Resources Unit, there was plan that has been designed wisely based on staffing process in order to fulfill the human resource requirement for Tencent Cafe, Merlimau branch during endemic COVID-19. So, can someone explain the staffing process for the Tencent Cafe Merlimau branch?
I can explain about it. There are many steps in the staffing process that can be followed for Tencent Cafe Lima to achieve their determined goals. The first step to be followed is human resource planning. Defining human resource planning as a process of forecasting the future human resources requirements of Tencent Cafe Lima and determining as to how the existing human resource capacity of the organization can be utilized to fulfill wanted requirement. As a fourth Tencent minimum, there was supposedly to be planned 50 required workers for future needing of new branch Tencent minimum to fulfill the vacant position. But after COVID-19 hits, the plan changed. Otherwise, which was the number of workers were reduced from 50 to 10 workers as there are the changes in the external and internal environment that eventually affect the KPM amount, such as change in consumer behavior, impact influence, and the economy resilience. There will be limits amount of customer to join into cafe, and requirements for a new requiring employee to be vaccinated in the first place. In addition, there was also a planning for hiring as mentioned above, a process of selection and termination of current employees in Tesla Memo due to many reasons in order to balance the number of future employees and amount that will remain here. However, after the new employer being cut, there will be a performance evaluation to see if the requirements are being fulfilled. To sum up, in human resources planning is a just first movement to approach the whole process of staffing process that requires planning skills and a good organizing style to make the plans are logic and will work out.
Moreover, another step of staffing process is recruitment. Recruitment is the process of identifying and attracting the interest of qualified individuals in applying for vacant position in the organization, also known as recruitment. There are two methods that can be used in recruitment the apply of Tencent Cafe Minimal. It is external factors and internal factor. In external factor, Tencent Cafe Melimau can use the method of hiring employees from external organisation based on job reference, advertisement and employment agencies. Employees who are hired are usually able to fulfill the job description and specification requirement. But at the same time, they need to incur high cost to train the new employee, and they need to conduct orientation and induction for new employee, which wastes time and resources. For the internal factor, Tencent Cafe can use the method of hiring employees who are currently employed in the organization. Besides, they need to handle any issues that will happen in the organization when they hire the same employees in the organization. So the best way to hiring new employees in Tencent Cafe Melimau, they need to hiring employee from the internal factor because of time constraint. The planning that was delayed in the last 2 years to open new branch in Melimau 2022 can be affected. Next step of staffing process is selection. Selection is a process of selecting the best or most qualified candidate from a group of applicants to fill a vacancy in an organization. There are some steps in selection process that can be used Tencent Melima Cafe. First, they need to reviewing application form, and then they need to conducting the first round interview, and conducting evaluation and tests. Also, they need to conducting the second round interview. And lastly, they will offering the job. So the next staffing process is employee orientation. To reduce the new employee stress by familiarizing them with organizational policies, existing employees and the environment. Induction is to inform new employees about the job that are to be performed by them in Tencent Cafe Minimum. Orientation is enabling new employee adjust to the new workplace. So there are a few steps in orientation that can be used for Tencent Cafe Melimau. Tencent Cafe Melimau, firstly, they have to introducing about the background of Tencent Melimau Cafe in terms of its administrative. And then they need to holding a program to introduce new employee to the organization existing employees. And then they need to describing employee benefits and facility. They also need to listing the job duties and responsibility that must be performed by employee. So next, the next step of staffing process is training. Training is a process to improve the current work performance of employees that conduct by organizational. There is two types of training, on the job training and off the job training. Tencent Cafe Minimal can use on the job training or off the job training based on what they want new employee to do in their organization. So on the job training is more to practical training, and off the job training is more like to teach them how they need to make their work. But it doesn't require any practical lesson. So next is performance evaluation. Performance evaluation is a process of communicating with employee. Manager or senior employee will teach new employee about the work in workplace. So then the last step of staffing process is employee supervision. There are two types of employee supervision. First is supervision and second is transfer. Supervision, it is an individual's action to exit the organization due to resignation, retirement or illness. For example, an employee will resign at Tencent Cafe because of to continue his or her studies. So his or her resign because they have no time to work at Tencent Cafe. Transfer, it is referred to the transfer of an employee from one management hierarchy to another management hierarchy. For example, employee at Tencent Cafe in Merlimau get a new manager from Tencent Cafe Keluang in their branch. So their manager can share experience with their new employee. Okay. That's all for staffing process.
So, for the third problem is, we know our employees often quit as a result of them having problems with our business. So, our manager wants to make any solution that can make attractive to our staff. What can we do to make our employees to stay longer at our business?
I think we can honor employees and win their hearts. Cafe business can improve the performance of its employees by giving respect to employees and appreciating the service of employees. This can win their hearts so that the employees can survive to work with the business for a long time. The business also has no risk of losing employees if superiors listen to employees' aspiration to make improvement in the business. As a result, the business can create a good work environment and employees will always work happily and the business will also grow. With this, superiors and employees will get their benefit.
I think we can do it. So, we can make a win-win situation. We can accept this as a solution. Anything else?
Me, the second solution is provide financial and non-financial rewards. Tencent Cafe business can provide rewards in the financial forms such as money or provide rewards in a non-financial form such as certificates of appreciation. For example, rewards in the financial form are giving a salary on a set date and giving special allowance that can lift the spirits of employers. For example, non-financial rewards are giving certificates of appreciation to employers so that employers feel valued and want to continue working in the long run. This will cause other employers to continue to be competitive among employers to the best employers. As a result, employers always do a good job because superiors motivate employers in a various ways that can attract employers to continue working and improve employers' performance.
That's great. That's great. I think we must change how to give a good service to our workers. Then, this is the last problem that we must facing. Can someone give some idea to make a group decision technique that can be used by human resource managers in carry out planning for Tencent new branch?
I think we can do the brainstorming technique. A brainstorming session is a type of group decision making that can be effective when you need to rush portionly ideas and solutions. This offers a free following structure to the discussion and allow the whole team an opportunity to share their idea on how to approach a particular situation. For example, an employee will present some customer related problems at Tencent Cafe and the manager will work out solution with other superiors. In addition, employees can also present ideas to assist in decision making. The main goal of brainstorming is to generate as many suggestions as possible and then interpret the idea that might be the best approach. Tencent Cafe can get a lot of ideas from its employees and find great solutions to solve problems.
We also can make the nominal group technique. Nominal group technique is a group process involving problem identification, solution generation, and decision making. The staff at Tencent Cafe can give many ideas and will be presented during the discussion session. The employee will give an explanation about the idea, and the other employees will record the explanation. After the discussion is over, the other employees must vote on the best idea. The idea with the highest vote will be used to solve the problem. This will make it easier for management to make decisions due to the involvement of many employees who are involved in solving problems in decision making.
I think that's all for our meeting. I hope we can practice what we discussed today. I hope our business will grow because of our management. Thank you again for attending to our meeting.
Okay, thank you, madam. That's all from our group.